The only thing that is stopping you from living the life you want to live is your mindset. Neville Goddard has a quote that goes, "If you would assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you would be the master of your own fate." An example to better understand this quote is that if you believe that you have achieved a goal that you have not yet achieved, eventually you are guaranteed to achieve that goal. This mindset and this way of thinking fall under the universal law of assumption. If you can wholeheartedly believe in yourself and in your mind that you have something that you don't actually already have, you will have it. The law of assumption is more than just the belief of having something or wanting to have something. It's actually feeling in yourself that you have what you want. The easiest way to put it is you pretty much have to gaslight yourself into thinking and feeling that you already have something that you don't yet have in order to actually have it. Once you're able to apply the law of assumption to yourself and to your goals and to the future that you want for yourself, you will be able to create whatever reality you want. It's not as easy as it sounds, and it's not as simple as just thinking that you have something that you don't have. If there's any amount of doubt, it's not going to work. If you're able to apply the spiritual, mental, and physical aspects of the law of assumption, you will execute it perfectly. This is my extremely high quality diagram to help you understand. Starting off with the mental state, you need to develop a mindset where everything that you say or think or believe will come true. Everything starts with a thought, and when you can apply that thought to your physical state, you as a person, your actions and what you do, you can start making this a reality. So in your physical state, when you have the thought of believing you have what you want, believing you are going to have everything that you want, you need to actually apply that with action. This is the biggest problem with people who have such ambitious goals in life. They have the thought, they have the mindset, but they don't actually go from mental to a physical state of actually putting in the work. There's time and effort and consistency, and there's going to be infinite amount of variables that try and bring you down, try and stop you, and you have to push past them, because all they are tests to see if you really have what it takes to achieve the goal that you're trying to achieve. Now, as for your spiritual state, this is something that not a lot of people are aware of. People really only focus on their minds and their body, but your spiritual self, your spiritual state is something you can't see, but it's something that you can feel or sense. Spirituality and your spiritual state of your soul directly connect you to the universal laws, whether that's the law of assumption, the law of attraction, equivalent exchange. If you aren't aware or aren't open to your spiritual side, it makes it a lot harder to apply and follow universal laws. Because if you don't have a connection to the spiritual side of yourself, then it's hard to actually wholeheartedly believe, assuming that you have something that you don't actually have. To get more into spirituality and your spiritual state, feeling and sensing energies are a key factor to living life. Positive and negative energies have a direct impact on your mental state, and if you're unaware of your spiritual state, then you are unaware of why you might feel negative or positive, right? You might have a great day and feel like shit inside, and you just don't understand what's going on. But if you can see things from a spiritual perspective, if you can find the source of these positive and negative energies, you can find what to avoid in life and what to pursue. Affirmations are another important thing to take into account when using the law of assumption. As an affirmation, if you were to repeatedly tell yourself, "I am successful, I'm successful, I'm successful," you're projecting this confidence and belief that you are successful already, even if you might not be. This directly applies to the law of assumption because you're assuming that you're successful, which will lead to your success. Self-confidence is another important aspect when applying the law of assumption to your life, because having low self-confidence or negative view on yourself contradicts the entire law of assumption, right? If you have self-doubt and you don't believe in yourself, you're not going to achieve what you want to achieve. You need to have more of a positive view on yourself and what you're capable of in order to apply the law of assumption. I'm going to explain how you can apply the law of assumption to your life right now in order to start manifesting or shaping the reality that you want to live. Step 1 is to define what your future is, or what future you want. Whatever you want your reality to be, figure out what that is first. That is the first step to the law of assumption. The second step is to take whatever you define as the future you want or the reality you want and assume that you already have it. Now, with that second step, keep in mind you can't have any doubt in this assumption or belief that you have what you want to have in your future. You need to apply affirmations to tell yourself, convince yourself, make yourself believe that you have what you want. Step 3 is perseverance. You're going to be faced with challenges. You're going to be faced with obstacles. There's going to be seeds of doubt planted in your mind, and you need to be able to overcome anything in your way that's holding you back or blocking you from turning this assumption into your reality. The law of assumption can be a difficult thing to understand and apply to your life. I know I'm not the best at explaining it. I'm just trying to shed light on this universal law that will allow you to shape your reality into whatever you want, because it really comes down to your mindset and your belief. You're able to achieve what you want. You got to remember, people have done it. Ordinary people just like you have applied the law of assumption to their life. Some even unaware of this being a universal law, they have applied positive aspect of their mind and their mindset. They've taken the action, they've put in the effort to work towards whatever dream they want to achieve. If you're able to apply a positive and strong mindset and persevere through anything that comes at you and take the actual action of doing what you know needs to be done in order to achieve your goals, it's impossible to fail. Anyone on a journey to success or shaping the future to be successful and different from their current life faces so many obstacles, so many things that might be seen as a fail or a loss. Everything is a win if the goal is experience. To fail means that you tried, you made an effort, you didn't get the results you were looking for, or you failed entirely. You still took the action and gained experience. This video is me applying the physical step of the law of assumption and taking the action needed for my future to become my reality. I know it wasn't the greatest explanation. You can find a lot better explanations on YouTube. I'm just trying to push past the self-doubt and the negative thoughts I had going into this and actually post my first video. If you made it to the end of the video and you actually learned something, please tell me in any kind of way, feedback, criticism, anything like that. Any way I can improve for my next video, or any topic you want me to cover, if it's a universal law or it's something about self-improvement or motivation or mindset or spirituality, I'm open to making any kind of video. That's the intent of this channel, is for me to make those kinds of videos to people who are unaware or want to learn more. The last thing I want to say and leave at the end of the video is something I said earlier, which is that everything is a win when the goal is experience. I don't expect this video to go far. It's my first video, I don't expect it to do great, but I take it as experience. I will learn, I will improve, and I will do better. I'm just an ordinary person. There's nothing special about me. I hope that one day people can see my success and come back to my first ever video and see that I was just an ordinary person making the first video. All it takes is effort and consistency and improvement to actually get what you want. Yeah.